So aside from having like a giant war, there really isn't a way to do it, at least on an individual level. I mean, you can do it on an individual level in that you're fighting back by just taking your money and then you're not allowing it to be stolen from you. Now you could do that, but as far as like any kind of coordinated thing, that would require people agreeing on at least a couple of things. And what they'd have to agree on is that they would agree that they don't want to be ripped off anymore by bankers, big companies, or governments. And unfortunately, like no matter whoever you talk to, the weird thing is that those factions I just mentioned there, they have followers. And some people want to be ripped off by government because for them it means that their lifestyle is going to increase because they know the government is going to rip off other people more than them. This is the same as true for the business side of it, and this is the same as true for the banking side of it. So all of these different clans or factions or even splinter factions from there, as far as that's concerned, they all have these different opinions on on how it affects them. And it's not like we have this time around, we have like the enemy, the British, right? We don't have that. We don't have the Brits from the other side of the pond that are oppressing everybody with a 3% tax. Instead, we have our own people oppressing everybody with gigantic taxes and inflation and everything else. But there's unfortunately a subset of people in this country that live on that, right? I mean, roughly, probably over 50% now, that either they work for the government or they work for a company whose only customer is the government, something to that effect. So they all live on largesse. So anybody trying to fight back on this, unfortunately, you're literally threatening half of the country or more with going into poverty. And rightly so. It's where they should go, actually. And then they should have to actually go, okay, yeah, I guess the party's over. We can't print money and do all, like, we guess we can't do this. So we'll have to actually go out and do backbreaking hard work. And I mean, it's just easier for them to take it, right? I mean, the kulaks found that out in the Soviet Union. I mean, it's just easier for the government people to just want the people who are pro-government to just use force to take it from better men. So, I mean, you ask a great question. It's a spectacular question, and unfortunately, I mean, any kind of concerted effort type plan to fight back with it would be met with exactly what we see now. Everybody in every direction going crazy thinking they have the solution to something when the solution would just simply be, hey, how about can we all agree that we don't want the government and bankers collectively ripping us off? We can't even get people to agree on that, so it's going to be a tough one.